tell him we're on standby to go back up. So I'm going to take my phone, and Mark will call me.
And I understand you're on standby.
I'm on standby.
But that's okay.
But he said a half hour. I care less. He said a half hour or an hour.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, we're right. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry. 440.
Just keep circling.
Dave, how you doing?
I'm okay, actually.
Well, that's good. Did I ask for the meeting or did you? I don't remember now.
I did
Oh, okay.
after I talked with Lori last Wednesday, and I didn't kind of push because I knew you had other stuff going on, but to try to see if there are thoughts you've got even about projects in the shorter term, rather than being radically abrupt. If radically abrupt is the only option, then
Well, I mean, if there are projects, I mean, I know there's been a couple of emails circulating. Hersick and I spoke the other day to try to figure out if there is some short-term project. I gotta work through that with Lori and Edward and Chris. There might be.
okay.
I'm just not sure yet.
Okay.
I really haven't had a chance to.
No.
And I know that you've expressed interest in certain areas, I think.
Look, I mean, and hopefully I did a decent job of. Maybe I didn't, but I was trying to stay in the defined lanes. And one of the things you said when I first got in was, I understand you've got these other interests, but stay on task.
Right.
If I wasn't doing that, I guess I didn't know I had deviated much. But certainly, if there are things that relate to helping drive more content-related sales across categories that leverage maybe a different kind of approach than the others have.
I mean, I'll certainly try to see if there is an opportunity. My concern would be we're going to try to bring someone new in, and I don't want there to be confusion amongst the staff. So I'll just talk to Chris and Edward and Lori, and we'll just figure out something.
No, that's great. And I think in terms of whatever is needed, the financial support, I think you have whatever you need. You just need to decide how to roll that up. In terms of what is the other thing you want, whether this is a merging of the business operations role that Edward has with something else, clearly that's the collective team call. It stinks, but stuff happens. I mean, I'm gonna do my best in whatever way I'm supposed to help everybody, whether it's Bethany or you or Lori or whoever.
Look, that to me, that's not. There's no issue there. I mean,
no, I wouldn't think so.
It's not the way I had hoped this would go. It's not the way you had hoped it would go, but it did. So it is what it is. I don't have any regrets putting you in the role, and hopefully you don't have any regrets getting exposed to this to this business. And
clearly, if I had known that this was the outcome, I wouldn't have done it. But you never know.
Neither one of us would have done it, but we don't know that.
And I don't, and if I had listened more carefully to understand that it was the needs that Lori clearly has that are deeply financial.
I mean, look, I think that's what's really changed over time is that Edward's role is more of a biz dev GM role.
I understand
which is more the role you'd like. And I that's my personal belief. And I personally believe you'd be better at that role than a purely financial role.
Yeah.
So, which I don't think that's a surprise to either one of us. But the role that you're in was much more dominantly a financial role. And
absolutely.
And look, part of that is just the way Jeff and Kevin manage and getting numbers right and making sure we know where we are at all times. I mean, it's changed.
No, it is. And look, and I'm not going to sort of say. I'm not going to say that there was a lot of specific failure. The failure was I didn't raise my hand and say, I'm struggling with explaining what this business looked like last year when I was backward engineering into something, and I didn't raise my hand.
Yeah, and you know what? You and I don't have to figure out what happened. From my point of view, it's very simple.
They want a different person, a different.
And I think a different person because that's not you. You're not a financial.
I know.
Detail. That's not. I mean, and you know that I'm not.
No.
I just have people who do that well.
No, I know. Look, I had hoped that because the basic blocking and tackling got done. The problem has been this explaining this ever moving kind of what was content, what was
Yeah,
not.
I know.
And like I had always hoped that would be, and even said like that should evolve into something that's financial, and hopefully you all will collectively figure out how to use me in other different ways. I still hope that's the case. You know, well, we'll see. I mean,
Look, I don't know of any biz dev roles that exist today, and the only biz dev role that exists is one that Regina Buckley just hired for. There are very few
yeah.
biz dev roles in the building any longer.
Mhm.
You know, frankly, my role's biz dev, Carlotta's roles, I mean, there's like almost every role in.
Sure.
Here it is, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you ready? Okay. All right, come, bye.
Okay.
Got it, Rob.
Nope.
What I wanted to talk about was not what happened, because it's kind of like, you know, we know what happened generally. I want to talk about, like, what do you want to do forward, what can we do to help you go forward? Because I think biz dev you'd be great at. I'm
Then-
more than happy to help you.
Then help me think about who to connect with outside of this.
Because I have
We'll talk
lots of-
later.
yeah.
I know you do. That would be really helpful.
Well, that was really.
No, I wanted to do those two parts, but I know you got kind of cut off. So we're fine. I'll figure out with Lori when to get.
All right, bring that up. No, we're ready. You and I have to do that.
I am. To see if I can get a follow-on because he got interrupted after 6 minutes. So I was hoping I could find another time in the next day or 2 or 3.
Tomorrow's bad. Oh wait, today's bad.
Today's bad.
Tomorrow's bad.
Friday.
Friday's better.
What time Friday?
Want to do late morning, 11?
Sure, I'll do that.
Taking a break.
Okay. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Back?
What? Sorry. I'm just getting more time on your calendar for a couple days from now. Okay. Great. That's perfect. Okay. Thank you very much. Senor.
On Extra Crispy,
Yes.
with my new revenue projection by quarter,
Uh-huh.
can you give me the net income as well?
Yeah. I'd let me go.
Yeah,
Grab
I mean, I just
spreadsheet
don't
for
have
fun.
the expense side by quarter. I don't think.
Yeah, I'll let me lay it out in just a second.
Yep.
Mark asked if we're break even in Q2, and of course we're not. We weren't
No.
budgeted to be break even
No.
to start with.
You're not budgeted to break even for the year.
Right. So
Okay.
we're
All right. I'll grab the file and lay it out in a
the
minute.
number before I.
Yeah. I'll email it to you in a sec. Yeah. I'll email it to you in the next 20 or 30 minutes. Okay. Am I good, Lori?
I sent it, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you very much.